Hi everyone, my name is Heather and I'm the person behind Happy Puppy Truffles. Today I wanted to share with you guys another fun make your own snack kit that you can get in Japan. This is again made by the Meiji Snack Corporation. They're like chewing gum division. I don't know exactly how the breakdown of the company works, but this is one of the many tezukuri okashi, which means like oroyatsu. So it's like make your own kind of snack. And this is called Odangoyasan, so it's making things with odango. Odango is rice beaten up until it becomes like a chewy kind of weird, I don't know how to explain it. What is it kind of like? It's like when you take a marshmallow and you make it into taffy, but it's not quite as sticky. And because it's rice-based, it really has no flavor at the beginning. So you can make it something that's sweet, like snacks like these, or you can also make it something salty to enjoy for a meal. So it's really kind of a universally cool thing that you can use. But this is candy, so it's not really that. This isn't really real odango, so it's just kind of fake stuff. But you can make all these different kinds of things. This is taiyaki, which is like a kind of baked cake kind of sandwich on either side, and then on the inside has flavoring. Usually it has like a sweet bean paste, but this has chocolate flavoring in it. They actually come in all different flavors. This is Dango with the 3 different dangos and then the sauce on top of that. Lots of different variations of this. This is a really common one. And then there's Ichigo Daifuku, which is like a dango with strawberries. And then this stuff here, this chocolate again, is usually sweet paste, bean paste normally. So that's kind of what it is. It looks pretty fun. We'll have to see, how things turn out here. Let me see if I can open it without tearing. There is this little part here, but you gotta be careful that you don't accidentally hurt the instructions. That's never good. So you open it up, this is what you've got inside here, and you just need water to make these things. I got mine half price. It's usually 200 yen, but I happen to get mine at a good time. So this is the mold. You can see how pretty it is, how detailed it is, and you could so easily save this and make like your own chocolates or gummy candies and stuff like that. So many fun uses for this. There's the little fish for the taiyaki. There's a pretty little sakura bloom, strawberries, a little leaf, and then this is for like a little rabbit kind of mochi that you can make too. We've got all the different flavorings in here that we need to make everything, and also the stick for the dango and a spoon to stir everything in. So pretty easy stuff here. We're just going to kind of follow along and see what we can do. I'm just going to go ahead and start off here by making the stuff that we see on the cover, but they do recommend that you can have fun with it and play around and make all sorts of different variations of things. It doesn't have to just be one kind of thing that they say here. But if we're going to follow along with these directions of what they suggest to do, the first thing you need to do is to fill up the water in number 1 up to the line. There's a little line down there at the bottom, so I'm just going to fill up to that if I can. And I have this kind of random cup here. It's probably going to dribble weird. It helps, obviously, if you don't have one like this. Yeah, I got a little water on the other side, but maybe it'll be okay. Okay. So I've got that over there, and we're just going to take the taiyaki parts that we need to make taiyaki, which is right here. You can see the little fish outline there, but it does say here, taiyaki no moto. And if you can't read Japanese, that's fine. They just try to follow and copy the way things look, and the color is a hint too. It's purple, so that kind of gives you an idea of what you're doing. So if I just put this in here, it should create a nice little dough that I can then press into the mold to make the taiyaki. And this is, like I said, it's like a snack. You don't need to have a oven or anything. It's just, you just kind of make it, press it into the form that it needs to be, and then you can enjoy it. So I'll pour all this in here. Use this spoon to stir. definitely getting to be this kind of weird consistency. You can see how it's getting sticky. How strange. Oh, it's so weird how they do all this and make these things. I almost don't really want to know what they are made out of, because when you look at it, it's a little scary. So, but we've got our little molds here, and I'm just going to go ahead and press these into each side. And it's okay if you make it and it's got a little bit sticking out on the outside, because we can, when we sandwich it together, we probably won't see that too much. But if you feel like there's a little too much, I'm feeling like there's just a little too much here. I'm just going to kind of take some of that away and put it over here. There, that's a little easier to work with. So you can see we got that in there. So those guys are in the mold there. I'm just put them to the side for a second. What we need to do now is make the chocolate sauce. So for the chocolate sauce, we're just going to put enough water here so that we can fill up the line on number 2. I really should use a better cup than this. It's not good because it's getting water everywhere else, but that's okay. So I have the little choco Fuminomoto, so we're going to use this for this part. And this chocolate is also going to be used for another part that we'll do later. So you can leave it in here and we'll use it for the last little guy too. But so if I just pour this in and mix it up, I should be able to get a nice consistency of the chocolate sauce. I made way too small of a hole. It's taking too long to get this out of here. Sorry, guys. There we go. And then I can just stir this. So after stirring it, you should get something that kind of looks like this, which is a nice little chocolate sauce. And then we can just kind of push this little guy out of here. He just kind of plops right out. You can see he makes a nice, good little mold. And, you know, if the edges are bugging you, you can trim them up. But to be honest, they're kind of more pretty realistic, because the true way that they work is that the sides kind of mush out like that. So you could basically put some chocolate then on this. And it's, you know, kind of up to you of how much you want. You do want to keep a little of it, though, because we want to use it for the next kind of design. But if I just kind of lay this here. Put this guy on top. That gives you the completed little taiyaki, which is pretty cute. So I'll move him to the side here for a second. And we can make some of the other ones too here. Now the next thing we can make is this strawberry kind of mochi that you make. And to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to make up a tiny little bit of strawberry sauce to be able to make my strawberry that I use this little mold for. So I need just the tiniest little bit of water down here. And it's really meant to be just enough to go up to the little tiny line down there. So I would recommend using maybe just this even. And trying to get a little bit in here at a time, because it's such a small amount. That's probably too much. There we go. Maybe that's about right. Let's keep our fingers crossed so this is right. Then I'm just going to put this strawberry stuff in there. And I'm just going to use this even to stir, just because that other thing might not work very good here. You can see we're getting a good kind of consistency for this strawberry. Looks like I might have just put the right amount of water in there. With these, I would say, you know, it's always best to just make a little bit on the low side for the water and then just add a tiny bit later, because it's not cool to have to be in a place where you have too much. This might be even too much. Let's see here. Maybe if I add a little bit of the mochi stuff in there, it'll make it a little thicker here. The last thing we want to do is add this mochi no moto, the mochi stuff, into this bigger side. So for this one, again, I'm going to pour water into the side where the line is, and I'm just going to pour it over here and clean up my mess when I'm done from spilling everywhere. That's okay. So I've got that in there, and then we can just go ahead and add this one here. And in the picture it shows it's kind of a green color, so you know you can kind of follow that as a guide. Pour this in. And it should make something that's similar to the consistency of that fish thing we just made too. So I can use this and start stirring it up. Just be careful when you do this. It's so easy to accidentally poof out stuff here and wind up with a massive powdery mess everywhere. So you want to try to be careful, be super careful. This is the only time when it can be really hard for little kids to do this, because they're trying so hard and they're having so much fun, and then they wind up spilling half of it everywhere, which can be frustrating. So, but you can see how we get this nice consistency for these guys. And what I want to do, because I'm going to be using this for two different things, I'm going to break this in half. And one of these pieces, I'm going to use this to make the mochi kind of thing that has the strawberry on top. Now, the strawberry didn't quite work out right, and I forgot to add the powder in there to see if I could get it to be a little better molded. But let's see here. Maybe if we put just a little bit of this in here, it'll help it get a little better consistency. It'll make it a little less pink, but maybe we can get it to hold in that mold to make it more of a strawberry looking thing here. Well, this is a little bit more solid than it was before. That's good. Maybe this will work. Feels like it might. But just put it into the strawberry mold, see what we come up with. It's going to be more than it needs to be, of course, because there's a little extra added. So I'd probably separate it into thirds, but let me just see if I can get... So we've got this guy here. We can just mold this into kind of a flat sort of cookie shape almost, like so. And then you can kind of put a little indentation with your thumb to kind of create a little space where you can put some of the chocolate sauce. And then we're going to use the strawberries here. I think their quality as a strawberry is going to be a little harder to see because there's a little bit of a mix of the colors here, but you're supposed to be able to put these together to create a finished strawberry. So we can kind of look at that. It doesn't really show so good, I know, but if you kind of put that then in there, you get the finished little strawberry mochi there for that one. So I'll put that to the side. And then For the last little bit is this, the dango, where you roll into 3 parts and put onto the stick. Now first I'm just going to make the sauce that we pour on top of it, and I need this area for 3 again. So I'm just going to try to clean this area out. And then we can pour some more water in there to make the sauce for that. Again, it needs to be just a tiny little bit. That looks about right. I'm hoping it'll work out this way. We'll have to see. So I've got that powder in there now, and like I said, I think using this little guy works better sometimes. We're just going to mix this up till we get this nice sauce that we're going to put on these dango. And this particular powder was starting to get kind of clumped and hard, so I've got some pieces in it. And that could be from the humidity here, I'm not sure. It's not maybe mixing as nicely as I'd like it to, but we get that kind of mixed up. And that oddly has the same taste as these dangos do, which is sort of a salty sweet flavor to it, which is really weird. But so we've got these guys here, this extra piece of the mochi from before, and I'm just going to split this into thirds and go ahead and roll it into as nice of a ball as you can. And then we just slide them onto the stick to finish it off. So we get those 3 on there, and then we could put the sauce on. Let me get a plate. So I've got these guys kind of all on a nice little plate here. You can kind of put this on here. And then this sauce, we can just sort of drizzle on top to finish it off. And that gives a really cool little realistic looking snack or treat from this fun kit. And I think, you know, these are definitely fun kinds of things to make, and they create some pretty cool looking stuff. I don't know if it looks as cool as that, but you know, it still looks pretty cool. Yeah, and I would definitely recommend it if you guys, I know these are sometimes available online too in the States and stuff, so they can be a lot of fun to make and enjoy. And I'll try to have some more fun things like this to share with you guys in the future. Thanks again so much for watching. Bye. Ugh. That's stupid, isn't it? Sorry, you guys.